Coming up on today's wrestling news, AEW won this Mercedes Mone dream match.
CM Punk's rumoured Forbidden Door match.
And NXT superstar makes WWE history.
And WWE doing things weeks in advance.
What? I'm Anna Wilborn.
And I'm Phil Chambers.
And this is the news. So let's talk all things Mercedes Mone. A really interesting report coming out recently from Fightful Select. Not only indicating that they wanted it to work, you can do the whole thing.
I don't know the whole thing. I'm just going to do this.
Oh, underneath is a bed, yeah. They were wanting her to work Forbidden Door, of course, which is a really exciting development, something we'd all sort of speculated upon.
Yes.
The report comes from Fightful Select saying that they were going to do that, of course, until her unfortunate injury. I think she broke her ankle, a resurgence in that match for the inaugural New Japan Strong Women's Championship. Willow Nightingale ended up winning that, of course. But yes, apparently, according to Fightful Select, they had plans for her to work Forbidden Door. Justin Brasso of Sports Illustrated backs this up, saying multiple sources close to Tony Khan confirmed that there were significant discussions with Mone prior to her injury. And Tony Khan has previously stated that only he and her know what was going to happen at Forbidden Door. But the report from Fightful Select claims that her rumoured opponent was going to be Saraya, which is a dream match of sorts. I know they have obviously faced each other in WWE, but there is a lot of history there between the two of them. The most obvious being Paige, Saraya, her last match in WWE.
Saraya was Paige?
What? It's like a Scooby-Doo reveal. That was obviously her last match in WWE before seemingly retiring for good, and now finally she's back and cleared and what have you, which is all great news. Yeah, obviously they've faced each other before, but it would be a sort of dream match. It would be champion versus champion, potentially. They could have put it on her instead of Toni Storm if that was what they were going to do, basically. Yeah. But no word as to whether they were actually going to use that built-in history between the two of them as part of that, but you have to believe that they would have, Phil.
I would have thought so, yeah. When I first heard this story, I was like, Saraya, that's a bit of a strange choice. I guess maybe they just thought Mercedes Mone was going to be an obvious face coming in kind of thing, so they needed a heel to battle against. But then when you twig that it's the injury and the whole history there, it definitely makes it a lot more interesting, I think, in terms of the promos that they could have cut on each other going into it and things like that. So I do think it would have been a bit of an interesting dream match. I think personally I probably would have preferred a Britt Baker or something, like a more AEW feel thing to it. But it would have been very interesting.
Toni Storm would have been another percent. Obviously, she is the champion.
But in terms of built-in stories, you can't get much better than this person put this person out of wrestling for 7 years or whatever it was. Accidentally, obviously, but you can 100% use that in promos.
Work it. And then the whole thing is we always say. A heel has to be sort of justified in their own mind. Yeah. And it was a complete accident. There's no blame at all laid at Sasha Banks, Mercedes Mone's door, but for all this. The stinger, it was horrible. Everyone saw the footage, obviously. Yeah. But she can be like, you deliberately took me out so you could climb that ladder or whatever it may be. Yeah. But
very interesting. But whatever happens, obviously it's a shame that Mercedes Mone got injured and it didn't fall in, but hopefully they can make something happen later on down the line.
Yes, that's another part of it.
A lot of interesting stuff that they can do with Mercedes Mone.
Yeah, the report suggests that just because it's not happening at Forbidden Door doesn't mean it's completely off the table anymore. Yeah. Hopefully when Mercedes gets better from her injury, get well soon from all of us here at WhatCulture, of course, she can come back and there's so much potential for Mercedes Mone working with that AEW Women's Division. But let us know who you'd like to see her face and your thoughts on this story in the comments section below. And we'll talk more Forbidden Door now.
Yeah, we will.
With the men.
The men. Because we have a big old rumoured match for CM Punk at Forbidden Door. Obviously, people have been wondering about what's going on with CM Punk and where he's going to be. It's not Toriano, unfortunately.
That would have been a dream match.
But this is coming from Fightful Select. Again, no crap, just sap all over the place. Sapping all over the place. But the rumoured match is the current New Japan Strong Openweight Champion, Kenta. Of course.
Do they have any history, any links between the two of them?
I don't think there's many links there. I know the finishing move is strangely similar.
Oh yes, Punk openly admitted it in an interview that he just stole it.
So it'd be the battle of the go-to-sleeps, I guess, at Forbidden Door. A very interesting match. Obviously, Punk couldn't be at Forbidden Door last year because he got injured and then he had to go and relinquish the title and get surgery and things like that.
That's where it all started going wrong, basically, wasn't it?
A little bit, yeah. So it's all Tanahashi's fault is what I'm getting at. He was supposed to be facing Tanahashi there, but obviously things change over the course of the year. But CM Punk versus Kenta is a very interesting prospect.
Yeah, Kenta's I mean, it has been for years, but has particularly been making reference to it more and more on social media.
Yeah.
All he needs is the right Mone, not Mercedes.
Hey.
I'm fascinated because I keep forgetting just quite how close Forbidden Door is. Watching Dynamite this week, I was like, wait a second, that's 24th of this month.
Yep.
So they've got literally 2 more Dynamites, the launch of Collision and the Collision just before it.
Yeah.
Which I think will be taped on Thursday, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
And it's Forbidden Door, so whatever they're doing with Punk at Forbidden Door, they better bloody hurry up about it.
Can finally put to sleep the question of who's got the best go to sleep.
Oof. I mean, for me, it's right now it's Zoe Stark's Z360, which is sort of a spinning version of that. But yeah, it's going to be fascinating. This Agent of Chaos returning to AEW has just really
Going to be an interesting time.
blown things wide open. Yeah, and to be honest, Forbidden Door, I believe we'll be doing a live stream for it. They don't really need to add any more matches for me.
Well, I mean, they've got
Brian
2. Omega, and that's it. You've sold the entire show on Brian versus Omega. Not Omega, Okada, sorry. That's it. That's
Omega Ospreay 2.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I need. Who needs the rest of the card?
Just give them the whole.
Just give them each an hour each, and I'll be a very happy person.
But yeah, I think there's lots of speculation as to Forbidden Door matches. We will bring you them as and when they come, and if you want to be notified of when that happens, make sure you subscribe down there and ring the bell. But let's move over to the best promotion, that being NXT, because I banged on about it a lot of the time. I'm a huge fan of hers. The brilliant Thea Hale won a number 1 contenders battle royal on NXT this week. Dana Brooke was involved in it. Cora Jade was one of the final contenders in there as well. But Thea Hale, student of Chase U, is the new number 1 contender for Tiffany Stratton's NXT Women's Championship. And interestingly, she's made a bit of WWE history already. Now, yes, there have been younger champions. Nicholas Cone, technically, the referee's son.
Nicholas.
No, he was 10 years old when he won the tag titles with Braun Strowman at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think that's going to take quite a lot of beating.
Yeah. Renee Dupree and Tyler Bate are both younger people to have won the belt. She is 19 years and 9 months old, but she is the youngest ever number 1 contender within WWE, because obviously those were just sort of matches that happened rather than qualifiers or anything like that. And she'd also be the youngest female champion in company history if she wins, beating Roxanne Perez, who won the NXT Women's Championship at 21 years and 1 month old, and Paige, of course, who we mentioned earlier, who won the Divas title at 21 years and 6 months old. I think Thea Hale's an incredible prospect. She is a bit like Willow Nightingale, someone who you just naturally gravitate and support and love when you see him on screen.
Yeah.
And she's NXT's very her, I'll say that right now, but so much potential for her. I don't think she's going to become the new champion. I think Tiffany Stratton's going to hold it for a little bit of time, because it's been a bit all over the place recently with Roxanne Perez's injury, and then they put on Indy Hartwell and immediately called up to the main roster. But yeah, they're getting younger and younger, these champions in WWE. It's ridiculous.
Just a little
I didn't
baby.
achieve anything by the time I was 19.
I know. What was I doing? Well, you probably shouldn't say that. But she's just a little baby. She's got so long to go. It's insane that people can get that far so young.
Yeah, and I understand people think I'm doing a gimmick, but watch NXT. It's awesome. It really is.
There you go.
It's just a load of fun, and Thea Hale embodies that. So congratulations to her, even if she doesn't win the title, number 1 contender, the youngest number 1 contender in WWE history.
Exciting, but WWE, more news coming from Fightful Select. They made a little bit of a slight tweak backstage into how they do things, and you won't believe this.
Wait a second,
Adam, right?
what?
You will not believe this. But you know those vignettes and stuff that they've been putting on Raw, like the Johnny Gargano ones and things? They've filmed those weeks in advance.
What?
And guess what?
Is this long-term storytelling in WWE?
And guess what? And having a plan and filming things weeks in advance and letting talent know what's coming and what their storyline's going to be and how they can build to it and then get them back on TV. The talent actually really like it.
Wow.
Who knew that actually a bit of planning
revelation
could go a long way? So yeah, WWE actually sticking to things that they're writing weeks in advance and putting plans in place and actually, going out there and doing them.
Yeah, Vince McMahon's going to Vince McMahon, and I include everything that the man who had to resign in disgrace has done as part of that. But, he was tampering, let's say, with Raw this week, which was a really good show. And I think he's not been given quite the creative control, or he hasn't been exerting as much creative control as when he used to come in and rip up the entire show and be like, bollocks, actually, you face you, open challenge, you face you, we'll put the title on you today because we need to pop a rating, and it's not quite to that extent. I think, Triple H's influence, I'm not going to say all the good is because of Papa H and all the bad is because of Vince McMahon, because that's such a basic take. But I do think he's somewhat of a calming influence on his father-in-law, and can see past this week.
Which is generally good for, weekly episodic storytelling. And it's just kind of need to plan a little bit.
Yeah, it's good for the storytelling, and it's just, we reiterate this every time, particularly with people within WWE, it's just nice to hear them being like, you know what? This is all right.
Yeah, this is very true. It's a very different world in AEW when the talent can go like, this is all right,
yeah.
But also, like, the art of the video package has kind of just been lost in WWE.
Yeah, they're great at production.
Like, they make them and put them out there, but then you get the things like Veer and he just never comes to TV for like 50 weeks or whatever the hell it was. And it's like, either they just like put the video packages out there and then no, they just give up on that storyline and remove them and don't actually think about it.
Yeah, that never happened. What?
Like, the idea of hyping someone up with a video package before, I guess in like the case of like a Johnny Gargano, for example, like a re-debut almost, because he's been off TV for so long, desperately needed repackage of Johnny Gargano, let's face it. I think that's just a world of good for the TV character and introducing people, to the viewers, to the wrestlers, and it's like just letting you know who they are before they arrive, so when they do arrive, you're already a little bit sort of predisposed to know what to expect.
Not many of WWE's main roster fans watched NXT when it was the sort of classic NXT, even less, I think it's fair to say now.
Yeah.
And you can judge that by tepid responses for some talents. But I think, talent can overcome it. People like Pretty Deadly have already become absolute bellends in the best possible way. So people are like, oh yeah, boo you, but yeah, it's just nice to hear wrestlers having a nice time. Speaking of which,
indeed,
I want to give a quick shout out to the brilliant Billy Bloody Kay.
Hello.
Of course, better known now as Jessica Bloody McKay, who's pregnant. She announced that on her Instagram. Bloody pregnant. Congratulations to her, of course. The former Payne Bloody Royce had a baby a while back. As an Iconics fan, I won't ruin your ears, it's Friday.
Little baby Iconics tag team.
It's just, we love here at WhatCulture, and I'm just really happy for her, because she's ecstatic with the news, as she should be. Congratulations to her and her partner. Anyway, let's move on.
Your baby on the way, you might be able to set them up in like 18 years or whatever, and you get a little...
I was thinking you were going to say more playdate, not arranged marriage, but okay. Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions.
At this point, it's your only way into the Iconics, so you may as well.
Oh, babies seem to be getting along. Can we hang out? I love them, yeah. Anyway, let's move on to your Twitter questions. At WhatCulture WWE, of course, you want to get in touch with us, or the YouTube community page. Sonia Payne starts us off. Sonia has worked out the cheat code for me to read your question out, and that's send me a picture of your dogs.
There you go, that'll work.
Hello to Bella and Teddy.
Excellent.
Good dogs. Sonia writes, Morning Legends, my question is, who would win in an epic Hell in a Cell style match? Captain America, Hawkeye, Roman Reigns, John Cena, or Brock Lesnar? It's quite the mix.
That is quite the mix.
I'd like to see Brock Lesnar versus Captain America before he had that serum.
Yeah.
He'd snap him like a twig.
Is this like that Armageddon Hell in a Cell match, like the six-way one that was just pure chaos and
was
then Rikishi went off the roof?
Yeah, I was going to say, into like a big load of sawdust or something.
Yeah, into a pickup truck
like,
full of sawdust.
I brought my sawdust truck with me. What's that doing there?
I'm going to go with Roman Reigns because, Roman Reigns wins, lol.
Ooh-ah.
He's been champion. None of those other people have been champion. Captain America or whatever hasn't been champion for 1,000 days, has he?
Yeah. I'm going to go Cap, though. I'm very much Team Cap.
Fair.
Once he's on the juice, basically, he is unkillable, judging by analysis. Hawkeye's good. He's accurate, but Brock Lesnar just F5 him into obscurity.
Yeah.
John Cena's old. He's old now.
If Austin Theory can beat John Cena, none of these guys have any chance.
A boring match.
Yeah.
That was the first match we saw as well. We were like,
it's like, this Mania's
fine.
And then it picked up.
Yeah, it was great. So I'm going to go Cap.
Fair. Roman Reigns, I'm sticking with it.
But I really was hoping Black Panther was going to be the next. I love Black Panther, me. Right, Jackie Higgins gives us our second question of the day. It's about Andy, but I feel we can repurpose this. Thank you, Jackie, for your question. Morning, Legends. Hope you're staying cool. Yeah, it's going to get bloody boiling around here then very soon.
Is it?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Too hot for me. Andy, Will you
It's got a
challenge?
ball cap.
That'll do it.
Okay.
Andy, will you challenge Baron Corbin to a steak contest if he comes to the UK for Money in the Bank? Have a wonderful day, guys. You have a wonderful day, Jackie. But yeah, we should. If not Andy, have Miller challenging these wrestlers when they come to our shores in. Well, that's like again like 3 weeks away, isn't it?
God, yeah, it is really close. What's going on with the world? Everything's happening.
I would suggest arm wrestle, but I've literally seen in the past couple of weeks someone on it was like a footy live stream. They were like, let's have an arm wrestle, and his arm just snapped. So I don't want that to happen to WWE talent, and that'd be our fault. We get enough heat on us from WWE as it is. Or Simon Miller. I don't want to be responsible for breaking a Miller wing.
Fair. I'd like to see Andy and Baron Corbin having a cook-off.
Yeah, it's a weird relationship those two have.
It is a very weird relationship, yeah.
But and if any of the WWE wrestlers need a place to stay, that's nice and close to London, I've got a spare room. So, and I definitely wouldn't be unbearable to live with.
Definitely not at all.
I think I've offered Miller because Miller obviously sometimes people say, oh well, you never hang out with us, and that's because Miller hates us. But the other reason is because we're literally opposite ends of the country, and I have offered Simon Miller my spare room before, which is probably the reason why he's not in any videos with us, because he's like,
true.
Maybe I'll come up to work with the guys. Oh God, Wilborn's wanting to ask me to stay in his spare room again.
Sorry, I can't make it this time, unfortunately.
But all the trains not working. All of the trains.
Strikes.
Yep. Yep. Don't you drive all over the country with big wrestling matches?
No.
Someone slashed my tyres.
Broken down.
But yeah, Corbin versus Murray, WWE, make it happen.
Bucket.
Especially because he's everywhere at the moment. NXT,
He is, yeah.
Nerdbox, because
Maybe we should do like what do the Americans call it when they do like a barbecue in the car park?
Oh
before
yeah,
the thing? Like a,
not a trailer park, is it?
Like a
The thing before a football game. I know exactly what you mean.
yeah. Maybe we should do that, but and just bring a barbecue and then just shout Baron Corbin's name until he appears.
Baron!
We've got meat.
I think what's the film where he has the boombox on the lawn?
Say anything.
Yeah, that, but with Andy Murray and steaks. That's going to really annoy me. I'm going to Google that whilst you answer this final question. Nerdbox writes, happy Friday, gents. Happy Friday to you too, Nerdbox. If you both had the opportunity to go back in time and cover wrestling news from a previous wrestling era, what era would it be?
I think
Some people
you'd be
say it at the same
hard-pressed
time.
to not pick the Attitude
Yeah.
Era for the just general insanity that was going on during that era and the really insane stories that you'd get to report on.
Like, even just the tailgate.
Tailgate!
Thank you.
There
I've
you
typed
go.
in pre-game American football car park. And that's the genius of the internet there.
Tailgate.
Yeah, you have to pick Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Let alone all the mad bollocks that we'd have on like ups and downs, or
Yeah.
I suppose now it would be retro ups and downs. I miss that show, Phil. I really do.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll come back anytime soon.
But also, just like so-and-so showed up on WCW last night,
Yeah.
or I mean,
What?
we had it a bit initially when AEW started. It was just like they're offering everyone a contract. They're trying to poach so-and-so from WWE, or they're offering all these indie stars mad amounts of money.
Crazy exciting
That was the
news
original.
cycle. And imagine how big our numbers would be. The bloody
Oh!
ratings were massive back then. Wrestling was huge.
Jesus.
We'd get millions of views.
Yeah, I mean, elements of the Attitude Era have not aged well.
No, God,
But-
no.
Hey, gets clicks on the
It
internet.
really does.
You know as well as we do what you like to click on the internet, you dirty bastards. Right, let's know your thoughts on that and everything we discussed in the comments section below. Like, share, subscribe, you know what to do. But for now, my thanks to Phil Chambers. Thank you for joining us.
Murray.
Oh, sorry, my thanks to Andy Murray. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
The H stands for haddock.